It's October 4th. I'm still in Wisconsin. I'm all bundled up. I'm going to go take a little walk. But I want to show in the background, you can see our rig. See if I can see it. Yes, I see the rig. You can see that I have 3 air conditioners. And I was working with an RV place to try to get them replaced. Now, they initially got back to me and thought that they could do it. Their problem was they couldn't find the air conditioner. So real quickly, all of a sudden, I ended up having to start to spoon feed this RV place because I'm the one that actually had to find an air conditioner for them. Now I gave them the okay for me to pay through the nose to have this air conditioner shipped from Newmar, who did have one. So I contacted Newmar and I spoon fed them the information once again on the part number and how much it cost. I gave them my credit card number to make sure that they knew that I was serious about paying through the nose to at least have the thing shipped to them so that they could put it on. But when it was all said and done, after screwing around for 2.5 months, they didn't get the air conditioner, and I'm not going to get my air conditioner, and I'm going to be traveling to California where they have 110 degree temperatures still yet, and I'm only going to have 2 air conditioners. So we're going to find out real quick how that works. Let me show you something that I am having done, and then we can go inside and I'll show you a couple things that I actually fixed myself, because sometimes that's the only way you can do it. So one of the things that I'm going to have done, actually, rather than do it myself, is I'm going to have these batteries replaced. Now, I've had these batteries replaced right when I bought the rig 3 years ago. These are my starting batteries. These are not my house batteries. And these batteries are about 62 pounds a piece, 60 pounds a piece. And in my younger days, I'm sure I would have done this job myself. But the company that I contracted with for the air conditioner, at least they're going to get that done. You can see from here, these batteries are from July of 17. They work fine. They're 3 years old. I'm getting rid of them on my rig because the day that I turn the key and this baby doesn't start, I'm going to have a problem. Let's go inside and I'll show you what I did fix myself. You can imagine if I can't get something as simple as and as normal as putting an air conditioner on an RV, which any decent RV place should have done 100 times already. You can imagine what it would be like to get some of your appliances worked on. So let's go inside and I'll show you 2 appliances that I was actually able to fix myself. The parts are light. I worked with AppliancePro.com. Really easy to get parts, really good instructions, and of course there's a lot of great YouTube videos that will help you figure out how to do it. Come on inside and I'll show you how it all turned out. Well, hi, Sue. Well, it's a rainy day here, and what do you do when it's raining? You make a YouTube video. We all know that. So what I want to talk about is recently one of my successes here was I actually fixed my own microwave. Unbelievable. I was motivated to do that because it looked like to get this replaced would have been somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000, which is crazy. But realizing that this thing's about 70 pounds and I would have to have Sue help me, and I wasn't sure exactly, what I'd be getting into. I just didn't want to get into it. But I found out a website that told me that if I took this panel off, I would be able to get this panel off and replace the electronics. Now to do that, because I had put this on here, I had screwed up my ability to get this off. So I was able to take this off relatively easy. This came unscrewed out. Then I was able to get this top off, put this in, thing works awesome.
Mark, what the heck are you doing?
Oh, hi, Sue.
Oh my God.
Well, as you know, we have trouble with our microwave.
Wow.
And I'm thinking part of the problem is there's just too darn many wires in there, so I was going to get rid of some of them.
Oh my God.
But I got a couple of tips for anybody that owns an RV. First of all, when you're working on something like this, when you get to a certain point, you have to take off your party hat.
What?
You have to put on your Freightliner service.
For a microwave?
Well, it's the best I got.
Oh my
Okay, so what I have to do was I went on Appliance Parts Pro, and I was able to get the exact keypad that we have. This is the new one, an exact replacement. This one here, when we press the buttons, it doesn't accept the command. And on the internet, they said 90% of the time it's this keypad. So what I have to do is I have to transfer this module to here just by screwing it on and plugging in the ribbon cable, and then put this thing back in there. So we should be back in business.
Wow.
Now, if it doesn't work, we won't publish this, so people know that I'm not that cool. But if it does work,
you're cool.
Then we'll save this segment and we'll publish the one when I get my Ice Maker module, which I also got from Appliance Parts Pros, which by the way have been very, very good to work with, because not only do they have good pictures to identify what you need, but when I unintentionally bought the wrong ice maker, I mean the thing was perfectly exact except one little detail. It's like if something should go this way or this way, and I needed this way and I had this way, so I had to send it back. They have a 1-year guarantee, a 1-year return policy. Unbelievable.
Wow.
I turned it back in, I got my refund, and I'm waiting on the other part now. All right, let me get back to work, Sue. I don't mix the old one up and the new one.
So did you mark all this?
Yep.
Of course you did.
Yep.
Very good, huh?
Well, I think I would have thought of it. Plus, they told you that. Well, that brings up another good point. I watched a video exactly on how to do this a couple of times, and if I can remember, I would link that down in the description below.
Yeah.
Showed me how to do this a few times, so I really actually know how to do it. As I was taking it apart, you'll notice we had to take our
spice rack.
Our spice rack out. You can see that our spice rack bump out, literally, this is like a fake panel here. It was like totally useless. So we had to build the bump out, and the bump out just attached to that.
Nice.
Awesome. So what I did was now, because I was confident, I went to appliancepro.com and I ended up buying an ice maker. But I did not buy that ice maker until I went on YouTube and looked at different YouTube videos on how to do it. There's a guy named the Geek Redneck. I spent some time watching his, watched a bunch of different ones, and it looked really easy. And I, in fact, ordered one. It came, I got all excited. I took the ice maker out, and I was ready to swap it in, only to discover that I had the wrong one. It was a very subtle difference. There was a little cup that reaches up to capture the water when it comes through the ceiling of the ice maker compartment. I did not have that version. Long story short, I had to wait another month to get it because it was back ordered. But it came, so I was assured it was going to be a very easy job, because the first one that came was the ice maker in the box, and when I took the ice maker out, I could see 3-4 bolts, boom, 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 I'd be done. Well, sure enough, this was pretty easy. I ended up coming over to my tools here, which I store in the closet, because remember, my wife doesn't let me have a toolbox where the pillows are. But I came over, got dressed up, got all the appropriate tools that I needed, came over here and halved at it. That this job here is relatively quick, because unbelievable, I've got the thing out already. So I was very assured that this job was going to be fast. When the right one actually showed up and I opened the box, to my horror, there was no instructions. And normally that wouldn't be too bad, except for the fact that it became painfully obvious that it was expecting me to do some major surgery. So I literally, on this refrigerator, I had to remove this wire loom from here. Thankfully, it was installed on the ice maker proper. The ice maker sits on its own gadget, and there's all sorts of wires and stuff, but it basically was in this module. So first I had to determine if I needed to replace this one, and I had to determine, or if I had to use this one. Then I had to determine if I would use this cap or I would use this one. There was no instructions. Now, I can tell you, I'll cut to the chase, the thing works fine now, and it was a successful installation. But it is kind of curious that when you're all done, these are the parts you don't need after you put in the parts that you do need.
Serious?
Yeah. So, that's
God.
it. So let's see if it works. It's been running for 2 days. Can we get any ice? Ready?
Make it happen, Marco.
I'm Catholic. Look at that.
Woo! We have ice again.
So see, it can be done. I don't know how long it'll work, but it's been 2 days and I'm happy with that. And that's what you do